Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. We've got a lot going on this morning, so I'm not wasting anyone's time, so we're going to get right into it. This is mind-numbing. Todd Allen Beaker of Pasadena was just sentenced to 10 years in prison for a DUI accident that permanently disabled a 29-year-old. It happened back in May of 2020 at Fort Smallwood and Elizabeth Roads in Pasadena. Beaker crossed a double yellow line and hit him head on and had a .30 blood alcohol level content. Now, here's the mind-numbing part of this. Beaker had previously been convicted of a DUI before. Not once, not twice, but 8 times. I'm sorry, I'm all about giving someone a second chance, but this is something that the judiciary in Maryland really needs to look into. 8 times? Yesterday at 5 p.m., all social gathering restrictions were lifted by order of the county executive, citing the good news on the COVID front with the current case rate of 19 per 100,000 residents. However, both he and the health officer are recommending people continue to wear masks and social distance. And to muddy the water a little bit more, the CDC yesterday said that vaccinated people can go outside without masks. Kind of confusing to me. I recall when the county was not happy with opening schools unless the case rate was under 15, and now here we are at 19. I guess that's why those guys are paid the big bucks. Oh, and Governor Hogan has a press conference today at 4, so stay tuned. We'll see what's changing then. In more Pittman news, he is following the lead of Annapolis Mayor Buckley and has filed suit against 12 fossil fuel companies in Anne Arundel County Circuit Court. Ostensibly, this is to reimburse the county for costs associated with dealing with climate change. While there is no amount attached to it, they are seeking compensatory and punitive damages, among other claims. Now, Phil Goldberg, who's the general counsel of the Manufacturers Accountability Project, representing some of those companies, said, "We share Anne Arundel County's commitment to the environment, but we should be fighting climate change instead of each other. Americans want smart policy, not a trial-driven litigation campaign that's more about making money and political scapegoating than any real change." Boom. In a final Pittman piece, Brian Griffiths over at theduckpin.com, and you should go over there and check that out, snipped this one out. It looks like the owner of a packaging company in Elkridge that lives in Annapolis is considering a run for Pittman's office in 2022. Marwan Mohaledin apparently has a GOP operative, Mac Love, making phone calls on his behalf. If he does jump in, that pool may be very crowded. The names that we know so far are Chris John and Herb McMillan, and the ones that we're pretty sure of so far are Jessica Hare and Sid Saab. And if we add Mohaledin in, that would make it a 5-way Republican primary race for 2022. 2022 will be very interesting. Yesterday afternoon, the Maryland State Board of Education approved a resolution mandating that all schools in the state offer a full-time 5-day-a-week program in the fall and beyond. They did say if COVID situation changes, obviously they would reconsider. Governor Hogan agrees, saying, quote, "The science supports getting our children back into school for in-person learning, and every student in Maryland should have that opportunity right now." Predictably, the Maryland State Education Association is not pleased, saying that the resolution was not released in advance, as it typically is, and the process was not very transparent. Here in Anne Arundel County, as we mentioned last week, the school is planning on offering an in-person option along with a purely virtual option. There will not be a hybrid option for next year, but the details are still being worked out. And in some more school news, the U.S. News & World Report just released their list of top high schools in the nation, broken down by state. And here in Maryland, Eastern Technical High in Baltimore County took the top spot. Predictably, Howard County dominated the remaining top spots, and the first Anne Arundel County school to rank was the Chesapeake Science Point School at number 12, followed by South River at 15, go Seahawks, Broadneck at number 19, and bringing up the rear for a change was Severna Park at number 21. And wrapping up with some good news on the vaccine front, apparently Maryland has a lot of them. Six Flags out in Bowie, the Regency Furniture Stadium down in Southern Maryland, and the Ripken Stadium are all offering no-appointment drive-through vaccinations with the Pfizer vaccine. Now, the places where you can walk up with no appointment will be M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, the Baltimore Convention Center, the Greenbelt Metro Station, Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium, Wycomico Youth and Civic Center, and the Hagerstown Premium Outlet. They all have the Pfizer vaccine except for Navy, which has the Moderna. And if you need your second shot, you can go to any of them, but you have to make sure it's the same manufacturer. Locally today, the O'Malley Senior Center at 1270 Odenton Road in Odenton is accepting no-appointment walk-ups from 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. and again from 12:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock p.m. This one will be stocked with the Moderna vaccine. So, great vaccine news for everybody. Okay, that wraps up the news for us today. As always, thank you for listening. And if you are somewhere where you can leave us a rating or a review, please do. And make sure you let your friends, family, and colleagues know to follow us. It's real easy. A quick thank you to the sponsor for today's Daily News Brief, Solar Energy Services up in Millersville, and the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long & Foster company. Hang tight. We have George Young from DCMDVA Weather standing by with your locally forecast and warm, I might add, weather report. But right now, here's Rick from Solar Energy Services.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMDVA Weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMDVA Weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMDVA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, April 28th. Yesterday was pretty sweet across the Annapolis region with max sunshine and highs in the 70s and 80s. And if you like sun and warm temps summer style, then today will be even better with more sun and widespread temps in the 80s for all of Anne Arundel County, with some cooler temps though still in the 70s by local waterways, making for an ideal night out in Annapolis for dinner under the stars on West Street. Before clouds then move back into the area tomorrow as a frontal boundary sets up shop in the skies above, bringing about a chance of some PM showers Thursday, though temps will still be warm with highs upper 70s to lower 80s before cooler air moves in Friday through Sunday as that frontal boundary between warmer and cooler air moves to the south of the region, keeping daily rain chances in the mix through Sunday, along with temps in the upper 60s to lower 70s or so for most. But definitely still make plans to get out and about this weekend as it won't be a total washout. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMDVA Weather. Make it a great day out there. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores. And also be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter and use our website each day by visiting DCMDVAweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt of the Kristi Neidhardt Team from Northrop Realty, a Long & Foster company.
Did you know that home values jumped over 10% on average in 2020? And we are expected to see more increases over the next 3 to 6 months. What's causing this rise in value? First, limited inventory. We have about 60% fewer homes on the market right now than we did the same time last year. Second, low interest rates. People can afford more home right now, and that is very appealing. Third, increased buyer demand. We literally have over 20 interested and qualified buyers waiting for the right home to come on the market, and we are not alone. If you were ever thinking of timing the market just right to get the highest price in recent history, your time has come. My team is available and ready. Give us a call today. We'll check your home's value and break neighborhood records.
That's another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt. To get in touch, call 410-295-6579 or visit kn-team.com. That's kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.